Hello and welcome to episode 1 of my Creativerse tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on an introduction to Creativerse. Creativerse is like Minecraft but with nice graphics. As you're going to see, it's a very pretty world. It is totally addictive and enjoyable to play, and because it's free to play you will find it very hard to stop playing. Many a night I've gone on to until a lot later than I should have done because I felt awful when I had to get up for work. Anyway, it does have a cash shop. If you enjoy playing the game, then you may well use it in the future, but for now I'll tell you this: playing Creativerse, you will just totally enjoy just playing it without any need to visit the cash shop. But you know, with any good game, if you wish to support it, the way to do that is to treat yourself to something in the shop. Now, I purchased Creativerse a couple of years ago. It was actually, Creativerse was released in 2014, so it's a few years old now, and I purchased it a couple of years ago when there wasn't much content in it, and I forgot about it all in my library. And it was actually the wonderful Rainstorm who reminded me about the fact that I had Creativerse and perhaps that I should do a series on it. So thank you very much, Rainstorm, and I will dedicate this new series to you because it's because of you that I'm doing this. So when I purchased it though, however, when you buy the game, or when I bought the game, because it's free now, but you can still purchase premium I believe, you do get some perks. Like I get more inventory space, so I get more pocket space, and I've got a glider which I will show you, and a few other nice things which they rewarded me with because I bought the game originally, since it's gone free to play. They also gave me a ton of coins to spend as well, so maybe I will show the cash shop in one of the episodes. Okay, so continuing on, so it was in my library, I forgot all about it, Rainstorm mentioned it, I had a look at it, and I've realised that they've added a ton of content to the game since I last played it. So I thought this would in fact be an ideal time to start a new series on it. I want to thank Dan, otherwise known as Anchor, and Devil Dancer and Mist for playing with me in multiplayer mode and refreshing my knowledge on the game, and also pointing out a lot of the new changes to the game. So thank you guys for your help. They're a group of people that I play with, enjoy playing with, and they're really nice people. I met them on our Worm server. So there's going to be many more games that we all play together in the future, no doubt. I shall do this series though as a single player because I want to make it a tutorial as well as a let's play. So you know, when you're playing with a group of people, you can't really stand and expect everyone to stop what they're doing while you're explaining every step as you're going along. That's hence why the tutorials have to be single player, in my opinion. For me anyway, that's the way I do it. This is what it says on the Steam store page. Stranded in a vast mysterious world surrounded by ferocious beasts and remnants of ancient technology, awash in treasure, treacherous catacombs and breathtaking vistas, Creativerse is a delightful next generation sandbox game about adventure, exploration and creativity with your friends, and it is now free to play. Adventure awaits from the highest peaks to the furthest depths, through jungles, deserts and swamps, over pools of acid and lakes of lava. There's something to discover around every corner, whether it's rare materials, curious terrain or a pack of vicious cave dwellers hell-bent on your destruction. Okay, so that's what it says on the Steam store page. I will put a link to the store page in the description. I will also put a link to the wiki, but for now let's have some fun and actually do some playing. So you may be presented with this screen, or it may just show you these with no world up here. Yeah, it might say create a new world. If however you've created a new world and you want to start over with a new single player world, they've started something new recently, Adventures, where people can share their worlds and set tasks or points across their world as markers that you go visit, and that's a really wonderful feature, and you can even create your own. But for me, what I'm going to do is to create a new world. If you have one but you want to start over, just click on worlds, then click on my worlds, and you'll see I've got one world there I've been playing in, but I'm going to create a new world. So you will click on create new world, and then you can give your world a name. So I'll call it Creativerse series. Doesn't need a description. I don't want it to be public, so I don't need no password, and I will leave everything. Oh, I'll put no PvP. I never do player versus player, and I'll keep everything defaulted on. But if you didn't want to have vicious, if you didn't want to have vicious creatures, you'd do peaceful creatures, but you don't want to do that because you want to get the recipes from it. You want the game as it's meant to be played, so leave everything defaulted and then just click create, and there we go. And now it will load us in. Now Creativerse does have some lovely music as well, as you're going to see. Now it's just like Minecraft, okay? When you start Minecraft, as well you know, you've got to gather up as much as you can before nighttime comes. Just like in Creativerse as well, when nighttime arrives, there are aggressive, nasty, dangerous creatures roaming the world. So you have to, before it gets to nighttime, you have to gather up as many resources as you can and build yourself some sort of hut or house or base, whatever you want to call it. Get yourself safe, protected by walls and a door. So we're going to do some gathering, and we're going to see how much we can get done in this 15 minutes for the first episode, to see how well we can protect ourselves before nighttime comes. Now there is a lot of stuff to do in this game, and it is a lot of fun. A lot of crafting can be done. There is like over 350 different recipes as far as I can remember. Okay, so it's spawned me into the world. Now down the bottom here, do you see where I'm scrolling the mouse wheel? This is your hotbar, and the item that's in the first hotbar, oops, whenever you hear that sound, that means I'm being an idiot and pressing the wrong key, because I'm used to pressing the I key to get to the inventory. In Creativerse, if you press the I key, you will get, which means you have to press the E key, E for echo. That brings up your inventory. So this down here is a touchstone. Do not use it until you've built yourself a base with walls, a roof and a floor around you. Then you can place it down in your base, and what it will do is it will give you a map marker on the, do you see the compass at the top of the screen? So at the moment it's pointing to the north. It will give you a cross on the compass to show you where your teleport stone is, and it's useful for when you go off hunting and gathering. You can teleport instantly back to your base. How do you gather? You gather, do you see on the right of the screen that black hand? Well, if I bring up the inventory, over here is where your mining tools get equipped. You start off with the basic mining tool, which you don't have to make, it's permanently with you. But as you gather materials, you can upgrade your mining tool. See it as a drill in any other games, or a shovel. It's how you gather. So if you left click on some blocks, you'll start to gather. Now obviously, because this is the very first tier mining cell, it's slow. But having said that, it's not that slow. So what you want to do is you want to go around the world gathering one of everything straight away. Just get everything you can. And you see it says you've discovered it. That will unlock recipes for you that they can be used in. So just go around and you're doing tons of gathering. Let's see if we can get a seed from this tall grass. If you gather enough of it, you'll eventually get a wheat seed. And food does have a use. Food will give you 100 extra. Oh, there you go. See, I've got a wheat seed. Food, so I can do some farming later on. Food will give you 100 additional hit points, and you can make better foods that will give you even more hit points. Okay, so what we want to do now is gather as much as we can of different materials. Now, You'll see over here in the trees, this white tree for example, a very important thing that you'll need in the beginning of the game is moss to make torches. When you build yourself a base, it's going to get dark. If it gets dark, that means creatures will spawn in your base, just like in Minecraft. On this tree, do you see these leaves? That's moss. So you're looking for only the white trees with this, and you want to gather the moss. With moss you can make torches. With torches you will get light and you will stop creatures spawning. Over here is another important thing to gather. Mushrooms. You need them for healing potions. Also you can use them to heal yourself by just eating them. So whenever you see mushrooms, pick them up. Our priority is to gather what I know is important before night. We're going to need this as well. This is vines. Vines we use for a lot of important recipes. So make sure you gather vines before the first night time, because you will be needing them. Very, very useful. Moss is equally as important. Make sure you gather some moss, because if it gets to night time you won't be able to have any torches and creatures will be able to spawn in your base with you and they'll give you a bad day. Okay, so we're grabbing as much moss as we can find because we want to make as many torches as we can. So it's a mad rush of running around, although it's not really a mad rush. This is a really lovely relaxing game to play. It's just the initial making yourself a safe base before the first night. Once you've done that though, it's all good. So we're going to gather loads of vines and then we're going to head up into the trees, because something very important as well is to get lots of leaves, because leaves can be used for fuel. Did you notice a piggy walk by then? They are not aggressive until you attack them. Then they get aggressive. But there are creatures. See, there's a pigsy. You got to love a game where it calls pigs pigsies. Very cute, eh? If I attack it, it will start fighting me and possibly kill me with no armor and a weak. And I haven't even got a sword, so I'm not going to attack it. But there are creatures you can attack which won't fight back. They're the best ones for you to start out with and get leather and the resources from them, because there's no risk of you dying. Okay, so I want to try to get to the top of a tree and work my way down. Oh, there's a lot of vines there, just can't resist it. You can see it's a very pretty, beautiful game. Now, when I'm gathering this wood off this tree, I'm not getting any wood, I'm only getting vines. If we look in my pocket, you'll see I've only got moss and the vines are down here. I have got a little bit of cragwood which I grabbed off of, oh, it's that cragwood logs I grabbed. So I am getting a bit of wood, but this is vines that I'm getting at the moment. It likes to pull it all on the toolbar, so you perhaps want to drop what you don't need into your pocket and keep this free for potions, healing potions and food and other items that you'll use. Okay, so let's get some more vines and then get gathering leaves. Okay, so now we want to head up into the trees, because that's where it's at. Oh, let's grab more mushrooms. Pine cones. You can plant trees in this, which is totally fantastic because they're huge. Going to grab as many mushrooms as I can, because you can use them, like I say, to make healing potions, and you are going to need them. Okay, let's see if we can get in a tree. So what we do is we work our way up. We can jump 2 blocks high, and you're looking out for flowers in the trees. Flowers again are important for the healing potions, so grab all the flowers you can find. Now remember, you can jump 2 blocks high, so don't do the first 2 blocks, remove the blocks above that and then just jump up. You see, we're working our way to the top of the tree. And then once we get to the top, we'll have a good view. Oops, let's try and jump in there. Oh, that was close. Oh, there's some flowers. Grab all the flowers whenever you see them. Now the beautiful thing about this, okay, these leaves can act as fuel. That you know, because I've told you already. But perhaps what you don't know is that you can actually use these leaves to build bridges. Oops, there's the timer already. So you can place down the leaves to make paths and bridges for yourself. Do you see? Look. So now I can gain entry to this tree by placing a leaf there and a leaf there. You put the leaves on your hotbar like so and just right click and then it will place them. To remove, you just left click and it will harvest them. So here we are, we've made it up on top of the tree. Now that we're up the top of the tree, or we're going to keep going up, that over there is honey. You're going to need that. So gather as many flowers, as many leaves and as much honey as you can find. See, here's some more leaves. You're looking out for leaves, very important for healing potions. But it's also important to gather a certain amount of wood and leaves. Remember, you can make your first shelter out of leaves if you want. The creatures will not bash it down. As long as you've got a wall around you, it can be made of anything. Okay, let's see if I can get some honey. And maybe a bee. A queen bee. That would be nice. Okay, some honey over here. Now generally what I like to do, get to the top of a tree, and I love doing this, get right to the top of a tree and then totally gather the whole tree down, going down. What I'm going to do though is grab this honey while I see it. Remember, the time is ticking. For the time, do you see it at the top of the screen to the right? It's 1:22 p.m. Hostile creatures do not start appearing until 10 p.m. So you've got until 10 p.m. to make yourself a base. So that's what I hope I'm going to manage to do. I don't want to die in episode 1. I know the time has gone, but because this is the first episode, I'll make it a little longer. I just so love playing this game. Creativerse is so much fun. Do you see I've got a queen bee? The honey is used in a good recipe that we're going to need, by the way. That's why I'm gathering it. Let's get to the top of this tree. Now you can make your base wherever you want. You can make it above ground, below ground, or on top of a tree. I'm going to make mine on the ground though, I think. Let's gather as many flowers as we can. And see if I can get to the top of this. Remember, use the leaves as a bridge. It's just so much fun to do that. It really is. I kid you not. So I want to get to the top and then I'm going to start stripping the tree down. And I'm going to get loads of leaves. So here we go. Here's the top. Finally made it. Let's give you a view of what it looks like. Look at that. See, it looks blocky, just like Minecraft, but it's much prettier. Okay, so now what I do is I'm going to proceed to strip every leaf from this tree and see if I can make it to the ground. Not in this episode, of course. I shall probably do the majority off camera, but I will still show you as much as I can, because generally things tend to happen as soon as I hit the stop record button. Now leaves, you definitely want tons of them. 1, so we can build a base. 2, because we're going to need loads of them for smelting up ores in our furnace. Also, it's handy and useful to have them for making bridges and walls and roofs and ceilings and all the good stuff. So just gather as many leaves as you can, and by gathering the leaves it uncovers honey and flowers. So there's another good reason. So I want to try and get at least 200 leaves if I can. I can't leave it too late because I don't want it to get too close to 10 p.m. because then when I get back to the ground, I can be attacked anywhere, by the way. Creatures will spawn near you wherever you are when it gets past 10 o'clock, and they will be aggressive then. When you're walking around the world, you may notice a chest spawns in front of you. Always go up to it and loot it by pressing the F key, because it will have some very nice things, items in it. So as you upgrade your mining cell, it will get quicker and quicker. But the main reason why you have to upgrade your mining cell is because, just like with Minecraft, the deeper you go, the higher tier the ores become, and you need a more advanced tool to mine them. It's exactly the same with Creativerse. Wood, leaves, dirt, they can all be gathered with your basic mining cell, and I will show you what happens when you try and mine stone with the basic one. But that will be another episode, and that will be a good one. I must say, I absolutely love playing Creativerse. It is just such a fun game, really, and it's free. You just can't argue with that. Okay, so let's strip these down. I'm trying to make it one big flat roof of trees. Although I am going to have to think about going down soon. Okay, let's grab these flowers. Let's check how many leaves I've managed to gather. So I've got 100, nearly 200. Alright, let's gather a few more. See, you get rewarded for stripping all the leaves down because you find honey and flowers and other good stuff. So nothing in this is wasted. Whatever you gather, you're going to be able to use it for something. And there is a ton of different items you can make in the way of materials for building walls. You can make them out of leaves or wood or mud or iron or whatever you want. It really does have a lot of options when it comes to creating a base. As you're going to see, it's a ton of fun. Right, I've got my 200. Now I'm going to need to get back to the ground because I've only got 4 hours until night time. Okay, how does one get back to the ground when one is so high up in a tree? Let's show you. Now, I apologise to some of you because I've got a glider because I purchased the game many moons ago, and the developers of the game, Playful Corporation, rewarded me because I purchased the game with giving me a glider. So if I press the G key, I can now glide across the world, and that's how I can get down to the ground. And as Devil Dancer said, it's a great way for finding ores on the sides of mountains. But I want to stay near where I was because I'm stripping it down. So, isn't that cool? You can get the glider, but you'd have to go to the cash shop, I imagine. For now, that's a cool way of getting down. I'm sure you'll agree. Let's build ourselves a base, shall we? Now, I want to make sure it's deep enough. So let's do it here. Oh look, there's stone already. Cool. So I'm going to make it out of mud. You know me, the game still likes to have a mud house, so why change? Oh wait a minute, I can gather. I didn't think. Oh, so you can gather stone with the first basic mining cell. I didn't think you can. Okay, right, I'll end this episode here. You see, I just get so carried away. I don't even know how long I've been recording now. But anyway, I shall see you in episode 2. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. I'm sorry that this episode went on for so long. Goodbye.